Students in the Daytona State College Broadcast Television Production Associate of Science degree work as production crew members in the following program.
It is an absolutely beautiful day here in Daytona Beach. We are ready for NJCAA softball as the Falcons of Daytona State host the Lake Hawks of Lake-Sumter. The first of two and a doubleheader, and we are thrilled and honored to bring it to you. Thank you so much for finding us, and I'm thrilled to be alongside this guy, Drew Fellios, Austin Lyon. Austin, it's been a long time. Great to have you with us, my friend.
Excited to be here, Drew, and I think this is a game that a lot of people are excited about. These two teams right next to each other in the Mid-Florida Conference standings. Daytona State trying to claw their way up to fourth place. Only 10 games to go in the season, so an important doubleheader today for the Falcons.
That's right. Last time these two teams played, they split. Interesting to see who comes out on top here this afternoon. Here's the order for Lake-Sumter. Morgan Johnson with Kolwicz, Montero, Upsall, Trgo, Aviles, Summercohen, Nicole Smith, Willems, and Doolittle is the pitcher today. Cissy Doolittle, number 5 for Lake-Sumter. This is a very well-coached club as well. Lake-Sumter doing tremendous things under Jay Miller's leadership. We'll be talking about him throughout our broadcast in his 6th season. Not just a coach, also the sports information director on campus at Lake-Sumter. We are ready to go as Alyssa Kelly deals in the circle for the Falcons, and it clips the outside corner for a strike.
Excited to see what Alyssa Kelly can do. The last time these teams met was her best performance of the year. She had a complete game, 4-hitter, didn't allow an earned run, and struck out 16. Only game this season with double-digit strikeouts. So she dominated this lineup the last time these teams met. Daytona State would love a similar performance this afternoon.
She told Coach Harrell, "Coach, I want the ball." She gets it here in game 1. That just misses low for a ball. And there is Kelly Harrell. Done tremendous things with this team. Usually makes her lineup right before game time, but had a feeling she had found her group to take the field against Lake-Sumter. And there is Kelly with a nice rise ball for the punch out.
Absolutely, and what a start to this game. You want to get Morgan Johnson, who's one of the elite hitters in the country. 48 hits, ranks among the top 15 in the country, so important to get her to start the game.
The defense for Daytona State started third base with Pollock, Leverett the shortstop, Crean at second, McQuain is at first base with Destiny Colgate behind the plate. And also the outfielders, tremendous speed out there with Yoshioka, Thomas, and Margetis in right for Daytona State.
Well, look of confidence and determination early from Alyssa Kelly. It looks like she is locked in.
So Daytona State, Austin, they were swept by College of Central Florida just a few days ago. So this entire team, expect them to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder as they take the field here this afternoon. That's just high and outside.
Well, anytime as an athlete you don't perform at the highest level, you want another opportunity to get back out there. And with 10 games left, the time is now for Daytona State to get out there and potentially make a run to have a chance to compete in the Mid-Florida Conference Tournament.
Kolwicz hits it foul. Leverett goes over there to bring the ball back for Daytona State. Emily Kolwicz in the 2-hole here for the Lake Hawks.
Lots of talent at the top of this Lake-Sumter lineup. Kolwicz has proven incredibly versatile this year. She started at 5 different positions, all 3 outfield positions, along with second and third, and she is proving to be a scrappy hitter. Fell behind 0-2, has now found a way to work it back even to 2-2.
Former Springstead Eagle, northern part of the Tampa Bay area. She takes one outside.
That pitch didn't miss by much, just on the outer part of the strike zone. And now it runs full, and there's a lot of speed in this Lake-Sumter lineup. So you don't want to give up a free pass.
Mentioned Daytona State, what they did against College of Central Florida on Tuesday. The Layhawks, meanwhile, had a couple games postponed against Seminole State. So Lake-Sumter very eager to take the field here this afternoon. 3-2 pitch is swung on, and the second strikeout of the game. Great start for Alyssa Kelly.
No question. Worked away. Kolwicz fought a couple off, and then Kelly comes back inside. Great mix of locations so far from Alyssa Kelly.
Here's Jeritza Montero now in the 3-hole. Redshirt freshman. And beautiful pitch, and that's something that Coach Harrell wants Kelly to do. She wants that velocity to be there, Austin, just based on the first few batters. That ball's got some bite right now.
No question. She is letting it rip.
Took a little off that one, and you see how it fools the batter. When you execute that changeup like that, it's tough to hit.
That's an indication that you know the pitcher is on, especially in the early part of the game when they're able to mix location, work inside, work outside, work up and down, all different parts of the plate, and then also changing speed. And you see that pitch up and well out of the zone, but if you're Alyssa Kelly, what you want is Montero to try and chase a pitch out of the zone. You want her to try to get herself out when you're ahead.
Alyssa Upsaw on deck for Lake-Sumter, and high stakes on the line today, Austin, as you look towards a possible postseason for both of these teams. Number one, you got a great rivalry. Number two, teams trying to position themselves for a postseason run.
And because of the challenges this season has presented, you have teams that have played an uneven number of games. Lake-Sumter 2 less. They're at 7-7 in the conference standings. Daytona State at 6-10. So for the Falcons to have any chance of getting to the postseason, having a chance to play in that Mid-Florida Conference tournament, I think they've got to take at least one of two. Both would put them in a really good position heading down the stretch. After today, just 8 games to go.
Chop this one foul. Montero has worked the count to 2-2. She is a transfer from the College of Central Florida. At times ranked number 1 in the country here in 2021. So much talent goes through their program, and that's right back to Kelly. She'll take care of it in a 1-2-3 inning. Daytona State does their job defensively. And now coming up to bat, we're just underway here in Daytona Beach. It's the Falcons and the Layhawks on WDSC TV. All right, welcome back to Daytona State College. Falcons coming up to bat against Lake-Sumter.
Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and is the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic program.
How cool is it to have a world-class medical facility right next to campus here at Daytona State? There it is in the background, such a tremendous supporter of Daytona State athletics. We thank them as always here in 2021, especially during a pandemic era. There's the order for Daytona State. Austin, I know you can't wait to see some of these young ladies swing the bat.
Well, Asia Thomas and Destiny Colgate right there at the top of the order have done a tremendous job throughout the season. They've really been the backbone of the offensive success for this team, both of them hitting above 350, and they need to produce in order for this offense to have success.
Asia Thomas also got home run power at the top of the order. 4 times she has gone yard this year, takes a strike right down the pipe. Tremendous softball IQ for Asia. Coach Harrell says she can play anywhere when she decides to make that jump to the next level. 1-1 pitch now. She'll watch it a little bit outside. Another player coming from the College of Central Florida there in Asia Thomas. And Cissy Doolittle on the mound today for Lake-Sumter.
Already you see a little bit different velocity than we saw in the top half of the inning for Alyssa Kelly, and that means that the pressure is on Doolittle to be precise with her location. When you don't overpower hitters with your speed, you've got to be able to hit both sides of the plate on a consistent basis. And so Doolittle a challenge here with the power at the top of the lineup for DSC.
Nice pitch there, and it's a full count to Asia Thomas. Angel Weaver's on deck for Daytona State. See Thomas showing butt. Trying to just take a little bit of the concentration away from Doolittle, and it may have done the trick there.
A great way to start the game for Daytona State. Thomas working, waiting on her pitch, didn't get it, and ultimately will take the free pass. And good speed, as you'd expect, at the top of the lineup for Daytona State. Thomas with 13 stolen bases and the ability to put pressure on the opposing defense.
Now Angel Weaver's turn. Weaver today is the designated player for Daytona State. She lays down a bunt. Nicely done. In trouble with the throw. She's going to be safe at first base.
And Nicole Smith just couldn't squeeze it. I thought Genesis Aviles made a pretty good play crashing in. What a great bunt from Weaver. Right down the third base line. Exactly what you're looking for. The nice job by Aviles. And then, look, Smith has a chance to make a play there and help her pitcher out. Unable to do so. The pressure applied by Weaver with that speed, and now first and second, nobody out.
So first 2 batters aboard for Daytona State. And they have got something cooking here already. Another bunt laid down by Destiny Colgate. This one just foul.
And as a coach, if you see a defense struggle with a bunt in the early part of the game, you want to go right back to it, because mentally that's something that stays with you. As an athlete, it's so difficult to forget about the last play. And so Daytona State being aggressive here offensively in the early part of the game.
Destiny Colgate fouls another. Austin, this young lady started her collegiate career at Mercer, comes back to Daytona State. So not only is NJCAA softball a place where high schoolers can go play, but also if it doesn't work out at the college level, also come back and fine-tune your game.
No question, a native of the area. Outstanding player at Winter Springs, which is in Seminole County.
Big swing. She got all of that one. Oh, but back to make the catch. It's Morgan Johnson on the run as player tags up. So Daytona State able to advance both players. Ends up being a sacrifice fly ball nearly. So Daytona State does not fare too badly.
A productive out for Colgate, able to move the runners. Thomas to third, Weaver up to second. Just missed it. Just missed it. And a chance for a 3-run homer before Daytona State recorded it out. Instead, runners at second and third now for the cleanup hitter, Daisy McQuain.
That ball was struck pretty well. I thought that had a chance. Do have a light wind out there today. Daisy McQuain just under 300 on the season, but she also has home run power for the Falcons.
Tied with Kansas Crean for the team lead in RBIs, so a player who you can count on as a run producer. Exactly what you want from the 4 spot in the order. And Daytona State seeing the ball well against Doolittle here in the bottom half of the first.
Chops it to third. Oh, tough ball, and it's through to the outfield. Falcons are on the scoreboard. It's an RBI single for Daisy McQuain.
A perfectly placed ball right in between Upsaw and Aviles in the hole between second and third, and enough power behind it for it to get through and bounce into left. Yeah, right past the outstretched glove of Aviles. Upsaw behind it, unable to make the play. And an RBI single for McQuain.
Kansas Crean's turn. You can just sense this lineup for Daytona State has come out swinging here today.
And it's not totally unexpected. When we talked to the coaching staff, the team preparing for the game, they really wanted to atone for what they felt like were two uncharacteristically poor performances the last time out. They knew that they had a lot better stuff in them, and they were anxious to show it today in what is an extremely important game against Lake-Sumter.
Kansas Crean ahead of the count, 2-0. Couple runners in scoring position here for the Falcons. Would like nothing better. Get as many runs as they can here in the first.
Big decision here for Coach Harrell. Do you allow Kansas Crean, who's one of your best run producers, to swing on 3-0? You're looking for one pitch in one spot if you're Kansas Crean and you've got this green light.
Does take it, and it's a strike.
As you'd expect, Doolittle had to come to Crean right down the middle. That looked like a take all the way. And so now on 3-1, you're still looking for one pitch in one spot. The pressure's on Doolittle here with two runners in scoring position.
Crean puts it in play. The shortstop has it. Upsaw, up throwing, barely in time, but it gets the job done. Daytona State gets another run across the plate, and it is 2-0 as Angel Weaver scores.
Good read by Weaver. Crean rolled it over to Alyssa Upsaw, the shortstop, but the ball wasn't hit hard enough for Upsaw to have any chance of getting Weaver at home plate. Going on contact, the contact was weak, and that worked out in Daytona State's favor.
Well, the Falcons done a great job moving runners here in this first inning. And now it's Anna Margetis. Margetis starting today in right field for Daytona State.
Success against Lake-Sumter earlier this year. Had 3 hits in the doubleheader against the Lake Hawks on March 18th.
One of those players, Austin, you put her anywhere in the lineup, she'll get it done for you. Couple home runs on the year as well. That one misses low. It's 2-1. Great start for the Falcons. Great to have you with us, everybody. On the Falcons Athletics Network, Drew Fellios, Austin Lyon, taking this one in. That one is going to be a pass ball. And Daytona State advances the runner once more. So Daisy McQuain now representing that third run on third base.
And that just puts a little bit more pressure on Doolittle. And with a 3-1 count, you want to throw something that maybe the hitter has a chance to chase. And even though you've got a lot of trust in Alyssa Woolhams back there behind home plate, it's just an extra thing that factors into your mind as you get ready to attack the hitter.
Oh, strike. Looked like it may have been just a little bit high. And Margetis with a little smile there as it's now full count.
I had the same thought as Anna Margetis. I thought that pitch was up and we were going to have runners at the corners.
Hit to the shortstop, and it's through. Another run for the Falcons. It's 3-0. Daytona State doing a good job of just putting the ball in play and seeing what can happen. It's worked out pretty well.
No doubt. Margetis once again comes through in a game against Lake-Sumter. Able to hit it hard enough and right at the shortstop Upsaw, who didn't have much of a chance at this. Takes a tough second hop. Gets under her glove. McQuain comes to score, and that is 3 consecutive run-producing at-bats for Daytona State, and make it 4 now.
Pollock finds the gap for the Falcons. See if they wave the runner in. Here she comes. Anna Margetis will score. Daytona State exploding offensively. Sarah Pollock with a 2-out double.
How About the job by Pollock, looking for her pitch and driving it. 4th double of the season, and there was no doubt that Margetis was going to score. As soon as this ball was off the bat, you knew it was going to be down. Margetis running all the way, gets all the way to the fence, and even with Trgo able to get to it and hit the cutoff, no chance to get Margetis coming home.
So Daytona State, we knew this was a very talented team coming in. Perhaps have not played their best softball yet this season. Team still coming together. Remember, they only had barely 2 weeks to practice before the season began, and they really feel like the best is yet to come. We're seeing that here in this first inning.
And hitting is contagious. You know, everyone is going to the plate with a positive approach, knowing that you've got a chance to put the ball in play and get a hit here against Doolittle. We've seen a couple of defensive mistakes, and Daytona State has taken advantage.
Yoshioka is the 3rd out after she puts it in play, but what an inning by the Falcons of Daytona State. They jump all over Cissy Doolittle, get 4 runs. It's 4-0 as we head to the 2nd inning here on WDSC TV. Welcome back, everybody. 4-0 the score. Daytona State over Lake-Sumter. Drew Fellios, Austin Lyon. Falcons come out just on fire offensively. Now give the ball back to Alyssa Kelly, who had a 1-2-3 inning in the first defensive series for Daytona State.
And how much confidence does Kelly have now? 16 Ks the last time she faced this lineup, didn't give up an earned run, and your offense goes out and gives you 4 in the bottom half of the first inning. So Kelly goes back into the circle with a ton of confidence, knowing that she can really attack this entire Lake-Sumter lineup.
Alyssa Upsall standing in now for Lake-Sumter. She'll hit it right back to Kelly, and Kelly with a pretty hot glove tosses over to Daisy McQuain. There's one away.
Kelly's ability to field her position makes her that much more valuable, something that is an underrated skill as a pitcher. You always think about throwing the ball, locating, having that connection with your catcher, but being able to handle those hard-hit one-hoppers is a big part of success.
Mackenzie Trgo stepping in for the Lake Hawks. Another transfer from the College of Central Florida. College of Central Florida has gifted both of these programs several players. Tells you about the talent they've got there in Ocala.
Yeah, they've got enough of it to be able to loan some players out to the rest of the conference.
Oh, how about that? Austin, I'll tell you what, Kelly right now is ringing them up.
I don't know what it is about what Kelly sees in this lineup, but when she goes out there into the circle, she is throwing with a tremendous amount of confidence. That's now 3 strikeouts in the first 5 hitters after racking up 16 Ks back when these teams met about 3 weeks ago.
3 strikeouts early on in this game for Alyssa Kelly, the starting pitcher. And that brings up now Genesis Avilas. Started every game as a freshman before the pandemic hit. No chance this time, though, as Alyssa Kelly comes over to make the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning. Alyssa Kelly, perfect so far. Daytona State getting it done offensively as well. It's 4-0 here in Daytona Beach. 4-0 Daytona State through 1.5 here in Daytona Beach. Drew Fellios, thrilled to have Austin Lyon along for the ride here today. A fixture in the sports world here in Central Florida. Austin, great to see you again, my friend. We are being entertained so far in this game by Daytona State.
What a first inning for Daytona State offensively. They bring 8 hitters to the plate, 4 runs, 3 hits. They take advantage of an error, really seeing the ball well.
Montero at second base takes care of the first out. There's one away. That was Cassidy Leverett up to bat for the Falcons.
Number 5, Angell.
So now Asia Thomas, top of the order for Daytona State. You mentioned Austin, Asia Thomas, Destiny Colgate, 2 superstars for Daytona State. Their stock continues to rise in the recruiting game. Is still trying to figure out where they are going to play at the next level, and it's going to be really incredible to see where these 2 young ladies end up.
And recruiting is such an inexact science. Every year there are so many players that go unnoticed by high major Division I programs. They get the chance to show what they can do at a lower level and then have an opportunity to move back up. And that's exactly what players like Asia Thomas are doing here in this conference. Softball hotbed of Florida. And you know, if you can thrive in the Sunshine State, regardless of the level, that shows people around the country that you really can play, given how much softball has taken off here in Florida.
Second time Asia Thomas on base today. And now this is Angel Weaver in the 2-hole. These 2 at the top of the order really sparked Daytona State in that first inning.
And Weaver with a precise bunt down the third baseline that led to an error and ultimately started what was a great first inning for the Falcons. And Weaver's a player who, if she can start to elevate her play, it's going to make Thomas and Colgate that much more difficult to deal with at the start of the lineup. Weaver just below 200 average-wise coming into the game today. And if Coach Harrell can get a little bit more production from her down the stretch, this offense becomes much more dangerous.
So Asia Thomas, another base runner for Daytona State. There's one out here, second inning. Now the 2-1 pitch to Angel Weaver. Puts this one into left field. And Angel Weaver continues to get the job done at the plate for Daytona State. Runners on first and second.
Well, the Falcons are wearing out Alyssa Upsaw at short. Just continue to hit the ball hard right in between second and third base, back-to-back singles. Thomas and Weaver at the top of the lineup have been on base at all 4 of their plate appearances. That is a pitcher's nightmare.
Destiny Colgate's turn. She popped down her last time up. Remember, hit it to the deepest part of the park. Runner goes, and she's safe at third. Oh, looked like they had her there. Aviles trying to apply the tag. Great speed and slide by Asia Thomas.
Well, 14 stolen bases for Asia Thomas. Coach Harrell wanting to continue to apply pressure. Not a great jump by Thomas, but you could see that Aviles was 2 steps in front of the bag, so she had to retreat, make that catch, and try to apply the tag. Really difficult play there when you're backpedaling for Aviles.
Alyssa Woolham's behind the plate this afternoon for Lake-Sumter. Remember, this is the first of 2 today. Daytona State, an important series here with the Lakehawks, arch rival they have become here of Daytona State. 1-1 to Destiny Colgate. She'll hit it right back to the pitcher. Doolittle will take care of things. Get the sure out. Now there's 2 down.
Good pitch by Doolittle there.
Now batting, second baseman.
Colgate not nearly in a position to get all of that. Doolittle fielding her position, but still certainly in a challenging spot here. You've got runners at second and third, and McQuain, who had an RBI single back in the first.
Daisy McQuain, tremendous athlete, takes a strike. So much great individual talent on this Daytona State team, but again, the ladies still learning how to compete together, do the little things, Austin, team chemistry, pick up for each other. It takes more than just talent to win at this level or any level. Got to work together. Falcons building that chemistry is a swing and a miss.
One of the things I really like looking at the bios of some of the players on both of these rosters is the amount of multi-sport athletes that we have. McQuain played both basketball and softball at Sun Lake High School, about a half hour north of Tampa. And that cross-training when you're in high school is so important to not just focus on one sport. I think it helps you when you get to the next level with your competitiveness, and obviously helps young athletes avoid injuries.
Daisy McQuain's been an RBI machine. Couple out there for her right now against Cissy Doolittle. 1-2 pitch. And good eye laying off it. She has laid off 2 now. Count 2-2.
This is a huge at-bat in the game. If you're Cissy Doolittle and you can get McQuain, okay, you start to feel like you have some confidence. You get your team back in the dugout. 4 runs we can make up. If McQuain can come through and make it 6-0, oh boy.
Gets a good swing on it. Left center field. It's deep and it's out of here. A 3-run home run for Daisy McQuain. And Daytona State blows it wide open.
McQuain started the at-bat behind 0-2, worked it back to 2-2, and got a pitch that she just crushed. Takes a lot to get it out of there. That's the deepest area of the ballpark in left center, and this was a no-doubter.
Fifth home run of the year for Daisy McQuain, as the hit parade for Daytona State continues. This has been probably their most impressive showing offensively this early in a game all season long. Popped up this time, Morgan Johnson under it, and will take care of it to finally retire Daytona State. But the Falcons get 3 more. The big shot, a 3-run homer from Daisy McQuain. It's 7-0 as we head to the 3rd on WDSC TV. Start the 3rd inning here at Daytona State College. Drew Fellios with Austin Lyon and our phenomenal crew here at Daytona State. Alyssa Kelly, perfect so far for the Falcons. And with a 7-0 cushion behind her, she's just going to keep raring back, painting that zone.
Daytona State has already sent 14 hitters to the plate. Lake-Sumter has gone down in order in both the 1st and 2nd, so already 14 batters for Daytona State. This is just the 7th for Lake-Sumter.
That 7th batter is Summer Cowan. As you take a look at Daytona State head coach Kelly Harrell. Coach Harrell had a pretty nice run here at Daytona State. Former player at ECU. Grew up, Austin, in Greenville, South Carolina. Just absolutely loved it. Pirate through and through, is first out taken care of by the Falcons. Got her start there as a grad assistant. Also spent some time at ULM, Louisiana Monroe, as an assistant coach. Take one more look at the defensive play here by Kansas Crean.
My grandparents lived in Greenville, North Carolina when I was growing up, and routinely you see it on places that are among the best to live in the United States. That area of North Carolina, you get to experience all 4 seasons. It's a fantastic place to be, and obviously Daytona State's so excited about what not only Coach Harrell has done to the program to this point, but the places that the program could potentially go in the next several years. This is about building a foundation of success, and obviously she has certainly done that. And has this team peaking at the right time? That's what you want as a coach, to be able to get your team playing their best softball at the end of the year. And if this is any indication, Daytona State is on top of its game.
Austin, imagine this, your Coach Harrell, a couple days before the season begins, your top assistant coach just leaves, gets another job. She has to take over the ship by herself. What a job Coach Harrell has done, keeping these young ladies competitive, keeping them hungry. Tough circumstances, not just dealing with COVID and a pandemic, but also a thin staff, and Coach Harrell holding the fort down.
And oftentimes to people on the outside, it's the head coach who you think does all of the work and gets the lion's share of the credit or the blame if things don't go well. But assistant coaches are so valuable in the time that they put in with these athletes on and off the field. Oftentimes, you have a head coach that develops a practice plan, and the assistant coaches are the ones that are executing that practice plan. The head coach can kind of sit back and supervise. That's what they like to do, to be able to evaluate without being in the thick of those drills. So you need a quality assistant. And so for Coach Harrell to have to handle both of those responsibilities essentially is a tremendous amount of work and stress that goes into these jobs.
Yep. Hats off to her for sure. And same to Alyssa Kelly. Trying to get her team back to the dugout here. She has retired every batter for Daytona State.
Mix of speed, location, really hasn't got herself in any trouble. Already 5 strikeouts in the game. Kelly has been masterful.
Oh, what a pitch. Willems has no chance. And 1, 2, 3, again down in order goes the Lakehawks. Alyssa Kelly tossing a gem right now. 7-0 your score. Bottom of the third, here we come when we come back. Welcome back to Daytona State. Drew Fellios, Austin Lyon.
Halifax Health is partnering with DSC to provide assistance for the education you need to start your healthcare career. Find out more at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment.
Such an incredible place to get an education. Halifax Health there, right in center field. And we've got a new pitcher here. This is going to be Darian Pippin, the freshman pitcher, taking the circle for Lake-Sumter. So obviously not the outing that Cissy Doolittle imagined. It's up to Pippin here the rest of the way.
Doolittle starts and only gets through 2 innings, allowing 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error committed by her defense that led to a really difficult first inning. But really from the start, and Asia Thomas started the game with a walk. Weaver with that fantastic bunt. The offense of Daytona State overpowering Doolittle from the outset, and now the challenge of Pippin to try to keep it a 7-run game. Lake-Sumter's offense certainly has the ability to come from behind and make this a more competitive game and put pressure on Daytona State. But right now the Falcons offense is rolling.
Big swing for Margetis. It's into the mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And already you can see that Pippin's got a lot more velocity than Doolittle did. And so that's the challenge as a hitter. You're having to completely change your swing speed against a ball that's coming in a lot faster than what you saw for the first couple innings.
Little change up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Margetis fouls it away. It's Darian Pippin dealing for Lake-Sumter. Interesting note about the pitcher for Lake-Sumter. In the recruiting battle for this young lady's services, guess who was in the running? Daytona State, along with Lake-Sumter. Spent long hours, did Pippin, thinking about where should I go play my collegiate softball. Both schools offer great things. Austin, get this. It came down to a coin flip. Heads was Lake-Sumter, tails Daytona State, and of course, it lands on heads. Darn it.
I tell you, reading that note, I've seen a lot of strange things in my time, a lot of interesting ways to decide things, but never anything like that.
Trgo tracks it down in center field for the put out. Well, you know, recruiting is so crazy, and there's so many great things to offer from all of these schools. Darian Pippin, it just came down to a coin flip. She had no other way of trying to decide.
And with most kids these days, I don't know exactly how Pippin did it, but I would expect that, something like that for most kids now to be live streamed on their Instagram, trying to generate as many views and likes as possible.
Good call off there by Fellios, and now there's 2 down. Yeah, anyway, you can make an event of something.
It's all about the brand, Drew.
Certainly.
All about the brand. Got to represent the brand.
Oh, it's a different day and age, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Now it's Yoshioka for Daytona State. The Brazilian up to the plate. She'll put it in play to the shortstop and right at Upsall. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Falcons. Daytona State still, though, leads 7-0. We've played 3 innings here in Daytona Beach. Come on back to the Falcons Athletics Network right after this. Gotcha. Back here at Daytona State College. Thrilled you're here, everybody. Halifax Health, a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics, and is the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. Halifax Health and Daytona State College, just a magical partnership. As we continue now to the 4th inning. It's been all Daytona State so far. One of the big reasons, the lady in the circle right now, Alyssa Kelly, continuing to take care of business. Top of the order here for Lake-Sumter. Let's see if Morgan Johnson and the hitters can do something here second time through. To the third baseman. This could be the first base runner. She's safe at first, and finally, the Lakehawks have a runner aboard.
Johnson going the other way, top of the order, so everybody's seeing Kelly for the second time through, which as a hitter is a tremendous advantage. The more pitches you see, the better you're going to do. Kelly was dominant the first time through the order, and now Morgan Johnson, who's one of the premier hitters in the country, able to get it in play. And so no more perfection for Alyssa Kelly.
Emily Kolwicz at the plate now for Lake-Sumter.
As she showed bunt on the first pitch, and you had to figure that probably was not going to last, given that you're in a 7-run hole. When you've got the top of the order and some of your premier hitters in the lineup at the plate, you're not going to be able to dig into a 7-run hole by bunting.
It's this one foul. Emily Kolwicz, a sophomore. She is the epitome of utility player, Austin. Played in 5 different positions this year for head coach Jay Miller. Left field, center field, right field, third base, second base as well. Lifts this one into the outfield. It's going to drop. So just like that, Lake-Sumter getting things rolling as Asia Thomas couldn't get to it. Force out, though, at second base.
Johnson has to hold up because it looked like the ball was going to be caught. It bounces right in front of Thomas. She gets to it quickly. And this is a close play because Leverett brings her foot up off the bag and then gets it back down. Bang, bang play at second base. The call goes Daytona State's way.
Asia Thomas, a little bit of smile out there in center field. Rarely do you see that, a force out from the outfield. And the umpires will talk it over now. You saw, man, Coach Miller just flew over there. He thinks that that foot was definitely off the bag as our umpiring crew, Daniel Pippin, Tom Schenk, Richard Krisalka, they all talk about it here.
Look, it was a close play at second base. I think the call could have gone either way. I'm not sure that any of the umpires would have had a better look at it. We'll give you one more chance here and try to slow it down. Watch the foot of Leverett. She's in position, reaches up, so that foot comes off the bag, and then she gets it back down.
Whoa.
And it looks like it gets back on the base right about the time that Johnson gets there, but really hard to tell.
Now runner tries to tag, thinks otherwise. Yes, the play made by Anna Margetis out there in right field, and very quickly there's 2 away.
Look, it's a 7-0 game, right? So it looks like it's completely one-sided in favor of Daytona State. But think about the 2 plays that have made a huge difference. The 3-run homer by McQuain. If that doesn't happen, it's 4-0. If Johnson's called safe, now you've got first and second with no one out. Those are 2 gigantic plays during the scope of this game. If you're a Lake-Sumter fan and you had hopes of a comeback, you really needed a call like that to go your way. And now you've got 2 out and just 1 on.
Here's Alyssa Upsaw. Upsaw with a just magnificent high school career at Charlotte High School. She was the Gatorade Female Athlete of the Year there in Punta Gorda.
Upsaw throws right-handed but bats left-handed.
It's a rarity, especially in softball. Listen, Kelly staying clean.
Oftentimes you'll see people change the way they hit. If someone's not a super productive hitter from the right side, they will move to the left side as that throw from Destiny Tollgate not quick enough to get Kolwicz at second base. Coaches see it as such an advantage to be in the left side of the batter's box so that you have that 1 extra step, maybe a step and a half advantage in the race to first base.
Upsaw grounded out her last time up. Interesting stance. You see that right foot nearly out of the batter's box. This is going to be a tough play. Coming over is the shortstop, Leverett, firing over to McQuain for the 3rd out. So, Lakehawks do get base runners, but they strand a run here in the 4th. Frustrating afternoon so far for Jay Miller and Lake-Sumter. They trail 7-0 to Daytona State. Beautiful afternoon here at Daytona State College. Coach Kelly Harrell and the Falcons in control thus far. Drew Fellios, Austin Lyon. Austin, we've been talking about Halifax Health throughout this broadcast. Also got to mention, of course, the great breweries here, the Brewery School here at Daytona State. Very unique As far as any institution is concerned, Daytona State offering educational opportunities that very few other institutions offer throughout the state of Florida, and a great opportunity here for broadcasting as well from students. Austin, Daytona State, first class all the way.
I'm thankful that the school that I attended did not offer some sort of brewing program. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I'd have gone into another line of work and potentially failed miserably while enjoying myself. And do you and I get any firsthand experience with this brewery program? I'd love to be some kind of taste tester for something like that.
I'm waiting for the tour. It's going to happen. As our producer Jeannie keeps on promising it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. Leverett takes it high, but one day, maybe a post-game party after a big Daytona State victory.
I like it. I like it. Pippin did a great job coming on in relief of Doolittle. 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the third to keep the score at 7-0. But if you're Daytona State, you want to continue to apply pressure, continue to have productive at-bats. You know, when this game's over, we're going to have a 20 or 30-minute break, and then these same two teams will go at it again, and you want to maintain that offensive momentum. You don't want to have a couple 1-2-3 innings, win 7-0, and then you're trying to find your offensive rhythm again in game two. You want to keep this going for the rest of the afternoon.
3-0 count to Cassidy Leverett. Dugout for Daytona State has been absolutely into it from the very first pitch. And there is Leverett drawing the walk, the leadoff runner aboard for the Falcons.
Leverett didn't have to do much in that at-bat. She's another example of a well-rounded athlete, three-sport athlete at Vanguard High School in Ocala, played basketball, also participated in weightlifting.
Top of the order once again. Asia Thomas for Daytona State. We've seen over the years, Austin, this great sport of softball continue to grow. Of course, at the club level around the state of Florida, travel ball offering so many opportunities for these young ladies. That's kind of where it starts. And that club ball into high school programs continue to field great teams, and eventually you want to play at the collegiate level. Daytona State and Lake-Sumter, great places to do that.
No doubt, and there was a lot of momentum for softball not at this time last year, but if you go back a couple months in 2020, USA Softball was preparing to go on a 3-month-long stand beside her tour in preparation for the Tokyo Olympics, and that was going to build a lot of momentum. They were going to go to college campuses around the country where softball was really popular. The national team was going to play the host college, and so there was going to be this big buildup to softball coming back in the 2020 Olympics. The pandemic hits, the tour ends, the games are delayed by a year, and so the United States is continuing to prepare, and they're playing a much more limited schedule. But softball being back in the Olympics and the potential for Team USA, which is the #1 team in the world, you know, with how good the College World Series, the Women's College World Series has been the last few years, and how exciting the Olympics could be, this is, you know, potentially a watershed moment for the sport of softball, where it could go to another level in the United States.
Absolutely huge for the sport. Asia Thomas now with a 3-1 count. Looking on, Darian Pippin dealing here as that's fouled away. There's been so many great players. Talk about just pitchers, Jenny Finch, Kat Osterman, Michelle Smith. Had a chance to work, we both did, with Dot Richardson back in the day, and it's just such a great sport. Jessica Mendoza, I know when the sport was taken off the Olympic slate, how devastating it was to so many players, so many young ladies with the goal of representing their country. That is tossed into the outfield, and Daytona State continues to put the pressure on here. Second and third with nobody out in the fourth.
It was a great play by Aviles. She stretched out and got that in the outside of her glove, just couldn't deliver an on-target throw. That had the potential to be an amazing defensive play by Aviles. Instead, it turns into a two-base error. Watch this. To her left, gets it in the gloves, just can't settle herself and make that throw to Montero, and as a result, it's now second and third with nobody out.
Awfully tough thing to do, turn a double play like that to the second baseman. As now Angell Weaver steps in, and she'll take a strike. That's where, Austin, we saw on the baseball field not too long ago from Daytona State, I think where the pandemic has really taken its toll. Defensive plays and communication. Without the practice time these teams normally have, we see those kinks showing up in defense from nearly all these teams.
And it's a challenge for any athlete when the game is tied or it's a 1 or 2 run game. You are completely alert and in every moment of the game. Sometimes when the score gets to be lopsided and you feel like whatever play you're going to make is not going to determine the outcome of the game, that concentration lapse can lead to mistakes. And if you're off by just a little bit, it can lead to a big error, and I think that's what we saw there from Aviles.
Darian Pippin trying to get out of this jam. Freshman from Mount Dora, Florida. Mount Dora Christian Academy represented on the mound here for Lake-Sumter. 7-0. Daytona State leads and looking for more.
And we've seen Weaver now. This is the 3rd time that she is having a productive at-bat, seeing the ball well. She laid down a great bunt, had a hard hit single in the 2nd, and now coming up with runners in scoring position. Even elevate her confidence a little bit more to be able to come through with a hit here and drive home a run.
Hit to the third baseman. Hot shot down there, and in position Aviles to throw over to Nicole Smith, and there's one away.
If you put the ball in play, I think that's about the only spot on the field that wouldn't have led to a run. If you hit it anywhere else, short, second, or first, you're almost assured of getting a run. Unfortunately, Weaver rolls over it, and so it remains runners at second and third.
Now Destiny Colgate's turn. She came in swinging a red-hot bat. Pop out and a ground out today. About the only player we haven't really seen get a good swing on one for the Falcons.
Part of a district and region championship team at Winter Springs in softball. She was a 2-time district and conference weightlifting champion. Talked about how Leverett participated in weightlifting at Vanguard. There's some strong young ladies on this team for Daytona State. And more we're seeing athletes that participate in other sports are taking up weightlifting. They're recognizing the value in adding some strength and training some different muscle groups in what they would normally do for their primary sport.
Second and third for Destiny Colgate. Again, uncommitted. Big swing on this one. It is deep to center. Drifting back is Trgo, makes the grab. Runner's tag, and another run across the plate for the Falcons. It's 8-0.
The second time that Colgate has hit a ball well into the outfield. In the first inning, it was to left. This time to deep center. And Trgo with no chance to throw out Leverett, who comes home to make it 8-0.
So a runner on third base here for Daisy McQuain. Watches high, ball 1. McQuain had that big 3-run bomb last time she was up. What a shot it was. Made it 7-0. Falcons so far have not looked back. He's got just a beautiful swing, very long, lanky Austin, and he's a real impressive player when you watch her.
Came in tied with Kansas Crean for the team lead in RBIs. She has pulled away with 4 driven in her first 2 at-bats, now up to 27 on the year, and a chance potentially for one more here. Mentioned that long swing. That means when she gets a hold of it, when she connects, there's a lot of power behind it.
Strike, it's 1-2. Keep in mind there are no fans allowed here at this game today as both teams continue to deal with the pandemic. That means the players in the dugout have to bring the energy. Daytona State has certainly done that here today. McQuain lifts it, and this will be into right field as Kolwicz comes in to make the catch. 8-0 is your score. Falcons all over Lake-Sumter here this afternoon. Let's go to the 5th inning coming up next on the Falcons Athletic Network. Welcome back to Daytona State College. Halifax Health is looking for its next healthcare superstar. Find out how to become one at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Halifax Health, proud sponsor of Daytona State Athletics. There you take a look at the facility just behind this gorgeous softball complex. And once again, there is the address, halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Looking for its next healthcare superstar. Drew Fellios with Austin Lyon. Where else would you rather be today than here at Daytona State College on a beautiful Thursday, watching Alyssa Kelly do her thing in the circle for the Falcons?
She's certainly been the superstar on the field today for Daytona State. A phenomenal performance. Just one hit allowed. It came in the top half of the 4th inning. Other than that, she has been dominant. 3 innings with multiple strikeouts, 7 Ks in the game, picking up right where she left off the last time she pitched against Lake-Sumter when she had 16 strikeouts and didn't allow an earned run.
Trgo to the 3rd baseman. That defense for Daytona State, it's as good as we have seen it this year, and there's 1 out.
And Pollock able to take just that extra split second to make sure she got the ball in the glove and had the grip the way she wanted to before firing it over to first.
Sarah Pollock doing a great job today for the Falcons. She had a tough day on Tuesday against College of Central Florida, as well as some of the other Daytona State players. Again, Coach Harrell said, I expect us to come out with a vengeance, and what a great answer to Tuesday for Daytona State here today.
Yeah, you think about the importance of this series. Right now, these teams battling for 4th place in the Mid-Florida Conference. Top 4 make the conference tournament. So Lake-Sumter holds that spot right now, but they're 7-7 on the year. Daytona State is 6-10. If the Falcons can take this series, if they sweep the doubleheader, they're 8-10. Lake-Sumter is 7-9. So they are virtually neck and neck with 8 games to go. So if Daytona State can sweep this series today, they put themselves in a great position to have a chance to be 4th or maybe potentially move up to 3rd if they can perform at this level in their remaining games.
Coach Harrell can sense it. Her team has got it clicking here in this game 1. Popped up now as Aviles barely gets a piece, and Alyssa Kelly out of the circle to make the grab. There's 2 down. How about Alyssa Kelly here today? And the NJCAA Mercy Rule, 8 runs after 5 innings, and guess what inning it is right now?
It means that if Alyssa Kelly can get 1 more out without Lake-Sumter pushing a run across, this game is over, and Daytona State can start looking ahead to game 2 of this series. And while I imagine Coach Harrell would not bring Alyssa Kelly back for game 2, she hasn't worked that hard, and it's a pretty short break between games. I would certainly be tempted given how well she performed. It was outstanding from start to finish all around for Daytona State.
Destiny Colgate makes the play for Daytona State. And the Falcons take care of business as Daytona State 8-0 over Lake-Sumter here in Daytona Beach. So game one is in the books for the Falcons. Austin, hey, from start to finish, if you're Daytona State, you could not have asked for a better performance.
No question. Alyssa Kelly comes out. She strikes out 2 of the first 3. She was perfect through 3 innings, and then you add into that the hitting of Daisy McQuain. Had an RBI in the first, comes up with 2 on in the second, and delivers a 3-run homer to make it a 7-0 game. McQuain at the plate, and in the circle, you had Alyssa Kelly, who from start to finish was as good as she's been this year. Maybe the only other performance that matches it, the other game against Lake-Sumter, where she struck out 16.
Daytona State so impressive. You know what else is cool, Austin? These athletes only get so many chances to be on television. The fact that the cameras are on today and the ladies play like they do, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, no question. You always want to play your best when the lights are the brightest. And so Daytona State now, you got to forget about that game. As difficult as it is, you want to wipe that one away because game 2 becomes the most important game of the regular season for Daytona State. And if they can get the sweep, they put themselves in great position to have a shot at the conference tournament.
If you're in the area, come on out for game 2. Watch these young ladies compete against Lake-Sumter. They had their way here today. Angel Weaver puts down a beauty. Also, Asia Thomas does a great job. There was the big 3-run bomb right there. Follow us on Twitter at DSC Falcons Sports and hashtag GoFalcons. Daisy McQuain and Daytona State alongside their pitcher Alyssa Kelly. Absolutely perfect here this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed it. Austin Lyon, tremendous job, my friend. Hope to work with you very soon. And our tremendous crew here in Daytona State at Daytona State College behind the scenes. I'm Drew Fellios. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week.